Hey guys, so today I want to talk about ETL within Power BI, right? Now let's just check out what the agenda is. And basically today what we want to do is I want to show you this PPT and then I would like to give you a demo, right, of how to do all this within Power BI hands-on. So the PPT includes all the documentation and then we'll go for a hands-on demo within Power BI itself to check out how to go about this. So the agenda here is first of all, what is ETL? We define the process. Then we look into how to perform ETL within Power BI. Then we look at the extraction of data in Power Query. So if you look closely, E and extraction, so that's the first step in the ETL process, right? E stands for extraction. Then we transform and clean our data within Power Query. That's the second step essentially, right? The T, that's transform. And then finally we load our data. That's the L of ETL. Anywho, so after I tell you about ETL in Power BI, then we look at extracting data in Power Query, then cleaning data in Power Query. Cleaning is considered to be within a part of transformation only, right? And then transform data in Power Query and review the ETL process that we've done, and finally load the data. Now, the reason for having separate slides for cleaning and transforming data is because it's slightly nuanced, right? When we say cleaning data, we're talking about getting rid of the values that we don't want and kind of formatting the data in the most optimal way. Whereas transforming data, we're talking about making joins in the table, changing the columns in a way that suits our business case, creating new columns and these things. Let's look into it in detail, right? So first of all, what is ETL? ETL stands for extract, transform, and load. You can kind of read the descriptions that I've given here for each of the steps. So ETL in general is a process that we use very commonly in data analytics. We have our data sources that can be different, entities. Like you have some of the data is coming from a MariaDB, some is coming from CSV. We want a common place to store all that. That's where we extract data and get everything in one place. That happens to be Power Query in the case of Power BI. Right. Then we transform our data. By transform, what we mean is we clean it by getting rid of all the redundant data that includes duplicate and null values. And then we transform our data. So joining data by keeping the data model in mind. That's what transforming includes. Like that's one small part of transformations. You also do various unions and then, make new columns to suit our business case. And these things are done in transformation of data. And finally, we load it into a data model. That's the whole ETL process. So how is it done in Power BI? As I gave you a hint in the previous slide, we use Power Query for this. So in Power BI, the ETL transformation happens through Power Query primarily, right? And here's how it's addressed. First, we extract the data through various connectors in Power Query. The data sources can be anything again, databases, Excel files, web services, yada, yada, yada. Then we transform it within Power Query. Again, this was covered in the previous slide as well, so I'll not speak much on this. Finally, you load it in the data mode. And I know this is very theoretical, a lot of repetition. Don't worry, I'll come to a demo very soon just to do the due diligence here, right? So, you would call it house cleaning would be a better term. So, yeah. Okay, now the first step that we spoke of was extracting data in Power Query. This is like a documentation that I've given you how it's done there. First, you open Power Query, you go to transform data. First you go to Power BI. You go to Power Query editor using the transform data button in the Power BI's UI. Then you connect to the data sources. These are the different type of data sources: file-based sources, database sources, online services, the sources. Right. When you select the sources, you navigate and select the data, load that data into Power Query, then you make your transformation steps, and finally you apply those steps. That's how it's done essentially. That's how the data extraction is done. Now, speaking of how we clean data in Power Query, the first and the foremost thing is to remove unnecessary data, right? So removing columns that we don't need, right? You right click them and you can get rid of them. Removing rows that you don't need using the filters that we have in Power Query. Cool. Now we can look at what other things we have in cleaning data. We're handling missing values, so you can replace miss the null values using a replace feature that we have, and you can also have a fill up and down thing. Again, I'll showing you all this. Filtering data we already covered partly, so I'll not, you know, talk much about this again. It's a bit repetitive here. So yeah, you have these drop downs there, and you can filter your data in two different ways. So that's what was the other way was mentioned in the previous slide. This is giving you the second way of filtering rows. Then you can change your data types as well, right? Apart from that, you have to handle duplicates, trim the data sets when required. You do this using formatting in Power Query. And finally, removing errors is also an option that is given to you when there are errors, right? Finally, you have transforming data in Power Query. Not finally, I mean, there's one more step. Any finally, in terms of the transformation step. So first, you again, this is a telling you how to open the Power Query. Then you can sort the data if you want to. Group bys are there. Like if you're coming from a SQL background, you can group by your data. You can split and merge columns, pivot and unpivot the data. Pivoting and unpivoting is a slightly advanced concept, which essentially means turning rows into columns when we're talking about pivots and columns into rows when we're talking about unpivots. Okay. Then you can add new columns, merge queries, append queries, Merging queries is essentially a join in SQL if you know what that is, or a lookup in an X. Okay. You can add your own custom columns as per certain business logics. You can make your own conditionals there. And then you also have append queries. Appending is having a data, let's say sales of 2015, and you want to have you have another table that is sales of 2016. If you want all that data in the same table, you can append them one above the other. That is called append. Hope that makes sense, right? And to append data, just FYI, you need the number of columns and the data types of those columns to be same. Moving on, you can add new columns, merge queries, append queries. Is that a repetition there? Yeah, there's a sorry about that, guys. Then you handle errors. Again, handling errors was there in the previous slide also, and use advanced editor to check the code and modify it if you would like to. Finally, you review and apply the ETL that's there, right? So you have a button there that says close and apply. You press on that and the steps are applied. That's about it, and you have your data model. Now, let me just demo all this in RO in Power BI, right? So I have an empty report open here. What I'll do first is go to transform data. I will say new source. Okay. Now, in my case, I am going for Excel workbook because my data is there that I've chosen to showcase to you guys, right? So sales data, I will check this out. It's making a connection. I will, you can review the data as well. The moment I select and it shows you what the data looks like, right? Now, since I know what I'm doing here, I don't need a preview. Basically, we will be building a star schema with the sales table being a fact table and the rest being the lookup tables or the dimension tables. I've already explained what lookup and dimension tables and fact tables are in my data modeling series. You can check that out if you're not very clear about it. So yeah, this is the data report. Okay, cool. So we have the data that we need now. Out here, so first thing I would like to show is how you can see the quality of the data you already have, right? So we can go to view and we can see the column distributions, distinct and unique values. Column profile is giving you a lot of statistics about the different columns you have in a table. Then you can see the column quality as well. How many valid, how many nulls, right? And how many errors. So essentially, this is a very good place to start, right? And you should check this also every time before you kind of close and apply your thing. like if you're closing and applying those steps that you've applied. Okay. Now, what can we do here? The thing is that the data already is pretty clean, but I just want to show you a couple of things, right? So whenever there are null values, you can always remove null values in the duplicates and you have replace values here. Okay, let's do one thing. When you see the remove rows here, right, you can remove top rows, remove bottom rows, remove alternate rows. These are the options you have. You can make your selections and do it, right? Remove duplicates is something that we spoke of. You can see this option here. You can remove blank rows if you want to, and you can remove errors also. So please do play around it with these things, right? I'm only making one video to just showcase the basics of the Power Query's capabilities, right? You'll have to play around with it to know more about it, and you know the like what it's capable of. I'm just giving you a very short demo here, right? And our data does not have much inconsistency, so even though I said it's a I'm giving you a demo. It's not something when you actually work in the industry, things get way more complicated, right? And it's better to know everything that's actually at your hands. So that's why you just play out around with it. Then you can split a column into different parts. You can do a group by, which is like an aggregation, right? You can choose your columns. Okay, let's say I just want sales and quantity sold, right? These are the only two columns I want. So I will say choose columns here and I'll get rid of everything apart from that. And I go, okay. Now you can see we have another step added here that says remove the column. So this is another beautiful thing about Power Query. Every change you make that gets added on as a step. So you can actually go back in time and see what you've done, right? And if you don't like a step, you can just get rid of it. So I'll get rid of it here because later on, I want a data model that has many one-to-many relations, right? So yeah, that's the thing. Apart from that, in terms of data cleaning, there really is not much we can do here because the data I've taken is already, I made this data myself for the demo, right? Like, and I'm using the same files for pretty much this whole series that I plan to create for Power BI. So there's not much dirty data here. But what I can show you is the transformation joins that I was talking about, right? So what I can do here is I will say, let's say I want to bring in the names of the stores as well within this table only, right? Let's say I want to do that. So what I can do here is I'll say merge queries, okay, and I want to merge it with the store, right? And store ID, then I'll click the keys that we want to merge together, and then I'll go okay. So we have the store table here. Get rid of everything and I only choose store. Okay. You can see we get this column as well. Then I can rename it and say, hey, this is my store, right? So we have a new step here. I'm getting rid of all this for now because, hey, I don't actually need it. So yeah, this is our original table again. Now you can make changes, right? Like if you want, you can check out the different types, right? Like the data types here. Let's say I make this text. So yeah, it changes. So I don't want to do that because it is a number. But yeah, that's about it. Mm, so I hope you got a rough idea, right? And mainly, these things are very important when you're cleaning data. So, like if you're using SQL and all, you'll actually have to write code to get rid of nulls. But here, you can just say, ki, hey, I want to remove certain columns. It will tell you which columns. You just have to choose, right? There's a UI provided for you, like okay, and now I'll just show you what this means. I'll say remove columns. Since customer ID was selected, it got removed. So that's how this works. Similarly, keep rows, remove rows, all these are for data cleaning, right? And you can also add columns as per your convenience. So we have conditional columns. For example, I want to say whenever customer ID is one, I want customer one. And let's say I'll just show you one example here. So if customer ID equals one, then I want an output of C1. And I say, okay. So see, you have this conditional column here. And apart from that, you can also create columns from examples. This is like a ML function these guys have, right? So I just select this and I'll go C1, right? So it automatically picks up what the possibility is, and I'll go okay. So yeah, this new column has come up with, which is in accordance with the example that I had already given. Then there's another way to make new columns, that is a custom column. For this, you'll need to know a little bit of M, but you can always start GPT and write that code, right? So yeah, and apart from that, we also have something called unions, right? Which is append. So let's say in the sales that I had, currently the data is for 2024, it's just 1 month's data. There was, let's say we fetched in another table which had the month of February as well. Right now, this just has January, and then we will always append one table above the another and do our own thing, right? So just imagine that you've made all these steps and done that, and then you just want to close and apply. Once you do that, it will basically be loading that to the data model. It's loading that me. And I'll show you the data model as well. So yeah, all these tables are here. We can finally make our schema with these four tables, but I'll cover schema in the next one, right? This one was supposed to be just extracting and transforming the data. Data modeling, I'll keep it as a chapter two, and that will be a very short video. Yeah, this was kind of long because it's relatively, I would say it's a lengthy topic. I wouldn't call it complex, but yeah, it sure is lengthy. So yeah, I guess that's about it, guys. Yeah, it's pretty much